Hello, I'm Frank Buckles, the North Langley Community Director for the Greater Langley Chamber of Commerce. Welcome to the Chamber's videos with candidates in the Langley City and Langley Township municipal elections. I would like to introduce to you Harold Whittell. Harold is running for Langley Township Councillor. Welcome.
Thank you, Frank.
And Harold, if you can just start by telling us a little bit about yourself and why you're running.
Sure. Well, I've lived in Langley all of my life, and I run a local business and have done for about 25 years. I was fortunate to grow up in time in Langley that was just full of opportunity, and I feel like Langley has been very, very good to me over the years. And I've given back by volunteering in my community and supported a lot of local causes. But I think it's now time for me to give back to Langley in a slightly different way, and that's by running for a seat on the Township of Langley Council. I hope that Langley can be in the future what it has been for me for the past 54 years. And to do this, I believe that we need to support our AOR lands, and we need to do that for food security and for the ability for young people to be able to carry on the farming tradition that Langley is known for. We need to support and protect our natural environment. We need to promote agritourism and our growing TV and movie industry and other Langley success stories. And we need to support our community volunteers, our heritage and history, and to support control growth, but not allow growth to control us. Thank you.
Thank you, Harold. I'm going to ask you a few questions based on some questions that the Chamber has drawn up about issues that we've been dealing with both at the Chamber Board and what our members are telling us. One of those is a perennial Langley issue, and it's an issue for the whole region, and that's transportation and transit. And as you know, Langley's growing. It's putting pressure on a lot of things, including the roads. What do you see as the highest priorities for transportation and transit improvements in Langley Township?
Well, that's a multifaceted question. I think that with the density that is being put into Willoughby, the first thing we need to do is make sure that we get rapid transit that is available into the Willoughby area, that we have proper connecting bus systems that allow commuters from Willoughby to make it into on the other side of the bridge. But we also have to concern ourselves that there's other areas of Langley that do have very poor bus service right now. Gloucester Industrial Estates, big employer, they need a lot of employees, and yet there's no real bus service to get out there and actually get to a job.
Okay, now part of the transit discussion in this particular campaign, which is kind of boiled over from the Surrey campaign, is what's the best form of rapid transit down the Fraser Highway, which that line is projected to come to Langley City. Of course, will serve the township. Do you have a preference whether Skytrain or LRT is best, or have you given that any thought?
I have. I like the Skytrain myself. I've been using it. I think it started back in Expo '86, so I believe I don't use it a lot myself, but it's a pretty easy system to navigate. They've expanded it. It's quick. Gets you there in less time than you would in a car. Safety parking. So that would be my first leaning. But I've also thought there are other opportunities, and I've heard some grumblings in town that there are some other options available to using existing rail lines, which I think is something that's up for discussion.
Mm-hmm. But you did mention that certainly in an area like Willoughby, where there is continued population growth, there needs to be some good transit options.
Absolutely, and with the density that's coming here and the population growth, without a doubt.
Okay, let's move on to another topic. Housing has also been a large issue in the Metro Vancouver area before the election, and certainly during the election. Perhaps not as intense in the township or the city as in Vancouver, but nonetheless of importance. What can you do as a member of council, and what can council do to make sure that there is more affordable housing options available for people?
Again, that's a really tough question, because usually the affordability aspect comes from the market price or what's happening within the market itself. So again, Willoughby has got a lot of condos and townhouses, which are more on the more affordable side of things. But the overall affordability is really market driven. For myself personally, I think we can probably maybe look outside of the box a little bit more and look at alternate forms of accommodation. There's a co-op down on 96 called Windsong, I believe it is. And what that does is offer a little bit of a different offering than a standard condo or townhouse, smaller unit with more amenity space shared by residents. And I think things like that are used in Europe might be something we should look at as thinking outside of the box.
So you would see things that aren't maybe widespread use here as possible options.
Correct.
I know things like tiny houses have been mentioned too.
Yes, yeah, tiny houses, which is kind of odd when you think of how much land there is in Langley and tiny houses. But again, I think it may be an option we need to look at. I think we maybe need to look at more consideration for families having tiny houses or other units on their property to share with family members. Again, it's something we need to look at all options to provide affordability, because young people at this moment in time are likely not looking at a house on a lot like I was when I was in my 20s.
They can't afford it.
Can't afford it.
Just that simple. As a business organization, one of our chief aims is to promote and encourage business and promote businesses to do well. In the Township of Langley, it does have a vibrant business community. How can you as a councillor help to make that better, and how can taxation be as fair as possible between residents and businesses?
I've got a couple of good ideas on that. I run a business on the Langley-Surrey border, and we do have a very good economy locally here. We have some great businesses. The agricultural business has been here forever, but we're starting to see agritourism businesses, I call it. We've got a lot of great wineries. We've got some distilleries. We've got some farm gate, cheese makers, things like that. And I think we really need to expand on that and help promote that even more so there's more of a destination feel when people come from out of town. They can come and they can do all their basically day shopping for a meal that night, all within this Township of Langley. We've also been fortunate to have a great big movie production facility infrastructure for the movie and TV industry come into our backyard on 96 there and a couple other locations. I'm a salesman by nature, so for me to go out and actually entice or promote businesses in other parts of Vancouver to come out here, for instance, special effects companies, lighting companies that do ancillary work to the movie production facility, in my opinion, is you're selling the Township of Langley. You're trying to entice commercial, industrial people that come out here, and I think that's where we pay for the services. For the residential is commercial real estate pays a lot more money in taxes than residential, and therefore a healthy economy, successful economy, makes it a lot easier to provide for seniors and youth people, young people, and provide the services that we all expect.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Harold.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Yep.